Welcome back to another video. Here we are to talk about Ben Simmons and the drama surrounding him leaving the Sixers, wanting to be traded. There's a lot of teams that are in somewhat of a contention for him, and he has a lot of value, I guess. Now, I am a Sixers fan. I live right outside the Philadelphia area, and I've watched many of these games, and I gotta say, I gotta make my case here. I think Ben Simmons' game is kind of garbage. Now, let me preface that by saying this. He can pass the ball. He can distribute. He can assist. He can rebound. But when it comes to one of the basic fundamentals of basketball, learning how to shoot the ball, he was just not good. And he crumbled in the playoffs this past season against the Hawks, where he physically did not even shoot in the fourth quarter, even when he was at the basket. So that's a problem for the Sixers. He's been with the team, I believe, 4 or 5 seasons, I want to say. I kind of lost count by now. Everyone thought that him and Embiid would have been that dynamic duo to really take the team to the championships and win a finals. But Ben Simmons can't handle the pressure of being here in Philadelphia. He has put a lot of blame on the fans. And if I briefly read something about Charles Barkley and something that he said about Ben Simmons about, if we didn't like you, we wouldn't have paid you $200 million or close to it. I want to say it was like 190 something like that. But we wouldn't have paid you all that money if we didn't support you as a fan base and we weren't with you and behind you. So there are some rumors. And one more thing about this whole Simmons thing is, I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have seen some of the footage of him shooting 3 points and jump shots and all this practice stuff. And let's be very clear, these videos have been out all the time. They come up, new ones are made, and it's mind-boggling to me that he's getting shooting advice from Rajon Rondo. Let's make this very clear that Rajon Rondo has categorically, very publicly, have been one of the worst shooters ever, and especially when you look at the three-point shot. He barely takes 2 a game, maybe 1 a game. His whole career basically was under 1-3 a game. So don't tell me that you're a good shooter. So the fact that Ben Simmons is getting shooting advice from someone who can't shoot tells me that the Sixers are doing okay, are going to be fine without him. Let's just make that very clear. Now, some of the teams that seem to have interest, some of them make sense, some of them don't. One of the teams is the Atlanta Hawks. I don't really think that makes sense. I think the Golden State Warriors are kind of interesting, but I don't think that would work. When you have someone like Steph Curry who runs the offense, and what are you going to use him for? You're not going to use him as a shooter. Let's make that clear. My bet would be the Portland Trailblazers. Now, that's been the most attractive deal. That's been the most talked about deal, because you would get Simmons, and the Sixers would get Damian Lillard. That's a win-win in everybody's book, and the Blazers can keep CJ McCollum. He would see himself shooting a little bit more, and then Simmons can run the offense. I'm okay with that. I'll take Dame time. Out of all the interesting teams, yeah, draft picks, yeah, salaries, yeah, some young prospects or whatever you want to call them. But for me, I think Damian Lillard should be the one. Should be the team that the Sixers should deal with. But the Warriors are out there. Then you got the Hawks and the Denver Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Now the Nuggets, I'll take Jamal Murray any day. I'll take him. I'll take Michael Porter Jr. But that's about the only players that I would touch on that team. The Minnesota Timberwolves, get everyone out of there. I don't want any part of Cat, Russell, Edwards, nothing. I would look at Anthony Edwards in like 2 years. Russell is on the back end. He is a good player. He, is a scorer. but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the best fit for me, or for my own opinion about the team. But Ben Simmons, go ahead, man. Go pick your team. Go do your thing. But I want everyone to know, whatever team that's going to be, is he is not going to improve on his game. He is not going to learn how to shoot a jump shot. Because guess what? He knows how to do it. But he is making the personal choice not to do it in a game. No one cares about scoring it and doing it in practice. Let's just make that clear. But if I were the Sixers, if I was Daryl Morey, I would do anything I can to get my hands on Dame Lillard. I would take a Jamal Murray. I would take a Michael Porter Jr. But other than that, I don't think a lot of the teams really work. But hey, who knows? I'm not in charge. What do you guys think about Ben Simmons? Do you think he deserves to go somewhere in a championship kind of team? Where do you think he'll go overall? Let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys next time.